Your baby is not crying for the reason you think. At first, it feels overwhelming. The sound is sharp, sudden, it cuts through everything. You pick them up, you try feeding, you rock them, you check everything you can think of, and still they cry. It can make you feel helpless, like you're missing something obvious, like you're not doing enough, like you should understand your own baby better than this. But here's the part most people don't realize. Your baby is not crying just to express discomfort. They are crying because it is the only way they can speak. Not a simple signal, not a one-meaning sound, a full language, and you're just starting to learn it. Research shows that babies are born with a highly active emotional brain, but their logical brain is still developing. They feel everything strongly, but they cannot explain anything. So when something shifts inside them, even slightly, it does not stay small. It becomes overwhelming very fast. And that overwhelm comes out as a loud cry. Not because they want to disturb you, but because they have no other way to release what they feel. Think about how it works for you. When you feel stressed, you can talk, you can explain, you can step away or distract yourself. Your baby cannot do any of that. They feel tension, confusion, discomfort, fear, and even loneliness, but they cannot name it. They cannot understand it. They cannot calm it down on their own. So their body does the only thing it knows. It cries. And sometimes it cries loudly. That loudness is not random. It is intensity. It means something inside them has crossed a limit. Maybe they are tired but cannot fall asleep. Maybe they are overstimulated by too much sound or movement. Maybe they feel a sudden sense of separation when you put them down. Or maybe they just feel something they don't understand, and that feeling grows and grows until it spills out. When that happens, your baby is not thinking in words like we do. They are not forming sentences in their mind, but they are feeling something very clear. I need help. Not in a calm, gentle way, but in a desperate, urgent way. Because to them, every strong feeling feels big, bigger than it actually is. And in those moments, they are not trying to test you. They are not trying to be difficult. They are trying to survive the only way they know how. There is also something deeper happening that most people miss. Your baby is learning what happens when they feel this way. Every time they cry loudly and you respond, something important is being built. Not just comfort, not just relief, trust. Research shows that when caregivers respond consistently to a baby's cries, the baby's brain begins to form a sense of safety, a belief that when something feels wrong, someone will come. That belief becomes the foundation for how they see the world later. But if you look at it from the outside, it does not always feel that meaningful. It just feels like noise, like chaos, like something you want to stop as quickly as possible. And that's normal, because loud crying triggers something in you too. It creates stress. It creates urgency. It makes your body react before your mind has time to think. That's not a weakness. That's biology. You are wired to respond to your baby's cry. It pulls your attention. It pushes you to act. But here's the part that changes everything. What if instead of seeing the cry as something to stop, you started seeing it as something to understand? Not every cry will make sense right away. Sometimes you will try everything and nothing works immediately. And in those moments, it's easy to feel like you're failing. But you're not, because your baby is not expecting perfection. They are not measuring how fast you fix things. They are feeling whether you are there. That's what matters most. There are moments when a baby cries loudly even after being held, even after being fed, even after everything seems fine. And that can feel confusing. But sometimes the cry is not about fixing anything external. Sometimes it's about releasing something internal, a buildup of stimulation, a wave of emotion, a kind of stress their small body cannot process yet. And your presence does not always stop the cry instantly, but it changes the experience of it. Instead of being alone in that overwhelming feeling, they are held through it, and that changes how their brain learns to handle stress over time. You might notice something. After a long cry, when your baby finally settles, there is a shift. Their body relaxes, their breathing slows, they feel different. That's not just exhaustion, that's release. And you were part of that, not because you stopped the cry quickly, but because you stayed. That staying matters more than most people think. There is also a quiet truth that doesn't get talked about enough. Loud crying does not mean you are doing something wrong. It does not mean your baby is unhappy all the time. It does not mean you are failing as a parent. It means your baby is human, with a nervous system that is still learning, with emotions that are still raw and unfiltered, and with a deep need to connect. Every loud cry is an attempt to reach you, even when it feels frustrating, even when it feels endless. And over time, something slowly changes. As your baby grows, they start to find other ways to express themselves. They make sounds, they use gestures, they begin to communicate in softer, clearer ways. But before all of that, there is this phase where crying is everything, where every need, every feeling, every moment of confusion comes out in that same loud voice, and you are the one who listens. Even when you don't fully understand, even when you feel tired, even when you wish it would stop, you are still there, and your baby feels that. Not in words, not in thoughts, but in a deep emotional way that stays with them. So the next time your baby cries loudly, pause for a moment, not to fix it instantly, but to see it differently. This is not just noise. This is not just a problem. This is communication at its most raw and honest form. A small human feeling something big and reaching out the only way they can. And maybe in that moment, what your baby is really thinking is not complicated at all. It's something simple, something human, something we all still feel even as adults. I don't understand what I'm feeling, but I don't want to feel it alone.